economist, Ben Stein, who says essentially get over it. It's time for Democrats to get over it and stop the whining, I guess. Huh, Ben?
Well, the idea that the Democrats are complaining that the media was biased against them, that the media was somehow rigging things against the liberals, is hilarious. I mean, I'm sitting here in your studio here in Los Angeles laughing my head off. They're saying it's biased against them? What are they talking about? The media was biased against the Republicans all throughout the whole election on a wild scale. I mean, it's a joke.
Well, yeah, and you even saw it in the Person of the Year story on Donald Trump, where it looks like, yeah, he's the Person of the Year, but Hillary Clinton's the real saint. They almost canonized her within the article. And I do remember a good deal of press coverage of Donald Trump, very little of it kind. So I found that odd. But I do find it odder still that more than 4 weeks after the fact, they just cannot let go.
You know, I want to tell you a story. I'm out here in Hollywood. I have virtually friendless, except for the people here at the Fox Bureau, because nobody can believe that I voted for Trump. Now, you know very well, my favorite was Lindsey Graham. He didn't get that close to the nomination. But when I tell people I voted for Trump, it's like their faces turn ashen. One of my best friends here, a gigantic star, I mean, a huge, huge star, said, please, 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 we've been friends for 30 years. Please, please, please don't ever tell my wife you voted for Trump. My best friend in the whole world's wife won't speak to me because I voted for Trump.
Is that so?
I mean, and he's a big Hollywood guy. That's how it is here, and that's how it is. I mean, these are just big sulking babies.
Well, is he an actor, a director?
We're supposed to dance to their drum.
He?
I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say. Just a very, very, very important person, but a very, very, very important person.
Well, the latter doesn't surprise me that you know these important people. But what I wonder is, all right, they're going to question, and Michael Moore has said you should continue to question. In fact, at the inauguration of Donald Trump, you should be out there protesting. What do you make of all this?
Well, Michael Moore is just as an opinion. I'm not a medical doctor. He's psycho. He's a complete chronic complainer and nutcase. It's just my opinion. I'm not a doctor. I could be wrong. But the idea that the Democrats are not saying, okay, look, here's an alternative program. Maybe we'll try to get an alternative program that attracts more voters and that's going to give us a chance to win in 2018 at the congressional elections. Instead of that, they're whining and going to their rooms and sulking, and they won't have their dinner to protest. It's just unbelievable. I mean, these are big sulking babies. I don't recall the Republicans ever sulking like that after a loss. Even after Kennedy stole the election, like with a bank robber with a gun in 1960, the Republicans didn't protest. What is going on here? Why are these people such big sulking babies?
Well,
it's like what I always say to my friends.
He did not steal.
Yes.
Let's not go down that avenue again. It's been a number of years, but having said that,
yes, he did.
Okay, fine.
Yes, he did.
But I'd like to move on, if you can, to what's going on in this century, and get your sense of where Democrats go with this. If they say that it's not their doing, and that none of this had to do with them, and they keep clinging to the 2 billion popular vote lead or whatever, and saying that there's no reason to change because it was just a sort of a fluke development, or it was Fox, or it was the media not doing its job of this.
It was huge.
They're in denial. They're in denial, right? So what happens here?
Well, I think what happens is they pick a guy who's a far left, very strange guy named Keith Ellison to be the head of the Democratic National Committee. They move ever farther out of the American mainstream, and the Republicans become an ever more dominant party. Now, bear in mind, Mr. Trump is still capable of making gigantic mistakes. Republicans in Congress are capable of making gigantic mistakes. But it doesn't seem to me that the Democrats are really realizing that the country is one thing and they're another. They don't own America. The Democratic Party does not own America. They have to appeal to American values and American common sense, and they stopped doing it a while ago, at least in the states that counted.
Finally, this big guy you talked to, actor or director?
I'm not telling you, a gigantically important person in Hollywood. Gigantically.
Really?
Not as important as you, but gigantically important.
And it's like everyone would know this person.
Every person in the world would know.
I think I know who it is. I'll explore this later. All right. We report. You deride. All right. Thank you, Ben Stein. Thank you very much.